Hello, Dave and Joan Maroney here, and we are very, very excited to have a couple of very special people here with us today. Our daughter Erica and her husband Mark, who is running for office. We're so proud of Erica and Mark because they are stepping into the political arena to lead our country back to the Judeo-Christian beliefs that it was founded on and built on.
Well, thank you for having us. I'm running for State House District 121 here in Texas. All of it is inside of San Antonio. Action is what we need to actually make a difference. The incumbent is a guy by the name of Steve Allison. He has served 3 terms. Just last year, he drafted a bill that would have forced our schools to teach our children the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And if you know what that is, or if you don't know what that is, DEI for short is a liberal progressive ideology. It's championed by the left. It's championed by socialists. It's championed by abortionists. You can't go to a website, whether it's Planned Parenthood or anything of that like, where they're not bragging and pushing DEI, because this ideology is a way to get to our children's hearts and minds. It elevates the progressive ideology over traditional Christian values, traditional Judeo-Christian values, traditional just conservative values. And so he drafted a bill that would have forced it on our kids. He voted to fund hospitals, didn't put any restriction on mutilation of our children. Right now, this very hot topic and very controversial topic for the left is, should children be able to take puberty blockers and be able to undergo transformation sexually? Overall, he is the second most liberal Republican in the House right now. And so those aren't our values. I don't believe that's best for Texas, for our children, for education. And so Eric and I prayed about it for a couple of months because we were coming off a race where we challenged a Soros-funded progressive DA here in Bexar County. And we're still, recovering from that emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually. I mean, people don't believe it unless you go through it, but we are under spiritual attack. And that's a reality in life. And then we finally realized we can't sit back any longer. So we got into the fight.
One of the things, though, when you did run for district attorney there in Bexar County, which encompasses San Antonio, you did great considering that it is heavily Democrat, and also, like you said, it was George Soros funded. What was the statistics of how you did, Erica? Do you remember? Can you share with that?
Yeah, he got the most Republican votes on the ballot, even more than Governor Abbott. So he did the best out of any Republican that was running here in Bexar County. So that's something to be proud of. And then also too, as of late, Governor Abbott has endorsed Mark, and Paxton has endorsed Mark. So he's got some big people behind him that are supporting him. And usually typically they stay out of an incumbent race, they'll sit it out or just not get involved. So for them to come on board and support Mark and stand behind Mark says a lot about what's going on and what change needs to be made. So that's something that we're very proud of.
Well, they really want a real, true Republican in office. And so that's the other thing. Well, Mark, you are running for District 121. Is that right?
Yes.
More than just those that live in District 121 need to support you. And I think maybe the blessing of all this is, yeah, you didn't win the district attorney, but now here you are running for state representative, and you get to impact not just a county, but the entire state. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because we talked about how can we support you if we live out of the district or we live even in another state, why it's important for all of us to be behind you.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. The reality is that the only people that can vote for our race are people that live in 121, but everyone that is affected, either living in Texas, visiting Texas, doing business with Texas, has family in Texas. Legislatures make laws and policies that apply and affect everyone in the state of Texas. The laws that get passed, Steve lives in 121. If he would have passed that law, people living in Odessa, their kids would have been propagandized about DEI and how this woke culture is good. If people were living in Amarillo or in East Texas, Nacogdoches, wherever they were in Texas, their children would have been propagandized about these woke policies, about taking God out of our lives, taking God out of our schools, out of our country, about how, at the end of the day, the short version is this, is I believe this is a race about values. And we are at a war over values. One position, the left, believes that big government knows everything, and they know what's better for us, and they want to make decisions for us on how we educate our children. They want to make decisions on how we decide to our medicine choices and rights, whether it's vaccination or any other medicine choice. They want to make a decision on what we believe and what we can speak. God works in mysterious ways, and I really believe that, because this race even more so embodies what we championed in the DA's race. The left is attacking the First Amendment, and the reason for that is because what does it encompass? Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to congregate in public and protest. All of the areas that are the most powerful for us, right? Our belief systems, how we educate people, how we educate ourselves, and if they can control that, and if they can attack us early on, they can create sheep. And if we believe in God, if we believe in values, if we believe in freedom of parents and big citizens, we need to step up and fight for that. And that is something that applies to everyone in the state, even people outside of it. The left's ideology is bad, and in a lot of ways it's evil. And the only way we can expose it is by having the courage and the fortitude to bring it to them, and by standing up and fighting for it. So if someone's watching this and they're saying, hey, I agree with that, I believe in that, there's a lot of ways they can get involved, whether it's, donating money or spreading the word or donating time, phone banking. You don't have to live in San Antonio to phone bank. You don't have to live in San Antonio to send emails or go online and repost and resend. Information is power. They're trying to control information, is what I really think this race is about, on the most simplest messaging. And so the way you combat that is by spreading it and sharing it.
So let's talk about that. Erica, maybe you can talk. If people, we're hoping, we're sending this to friends all over the place, how can they support what you guys are doing? Of course, like Mark said, they need prayer. They need spiritual protection. So we ask you to keep them in prayer, and not just the LaHood family, all those that are running for office and all those that are trying to do good in the school systems and hospital systems and wherever. We all pray for everybody, but in a very real way, how can we help you guys?
Yeah, prayer is important, but also getting involved, like Mark said, financially. That's the biggest thing, and that's the hardest thing for us to do, is to ask people for money, because we understand that things are tight right now. We understand that everybody's going through a change in the economy and all of the things. Nobody has extra cash, but coming from the candidate's standpoint in our family, we do a lot, right? We're always out. We're at events. We're meeting people, we're educating them. Today I was block walking today for Mark, out there educating people on what Steve is doing versus what Mark wants to do. And the number one way to get that out there and get that messaging out there, yes, we can block walk all day, and of course that's free. Time is money, but it's free essentially, right? But another better way to get it out there is by mail and by radio and by TV, and all that costs a lot of money. So that would be the number one thing that we need and that we ask for. And again, it's the hardest thing that we can ask for. But you can go to Mark's website, and there's a donate page on there. It's just marklahood.com, MARC LaHood.
LAHOOD. We'll put that on the screen.
Yeah, you can put that on the screen. And that's the number one way. And then of course, sharing videos like this to educate people, because, like you were saying, Mom, it's not just about the state of Texas and the people that are here in 121. It's nationwide. And Mark made that comment, and very clear that everybody kind of follows suit in what Texas does. So if we can keep Texas, I think that's the best way to fight at a national level, is keeping our values here.
My personal recommendation for everyone I know is to support y'all support Mark. I don't know of anybody I could think of that would be better, you know, in this role. I mean, he's focused, he's strong. We need to get that support coming.
And as Erica was saying, so you don't have to live in the state of Texas. You don't have to live in the district. They can get support from anybody from anywhere, and just go to marclahood.com and you can donate. And we need to show not just the money, but that we have a lot of different people, right?
Yeah.
You know, so if you're a husband and wife, you know, the missus can make a donation, a $25 donation, and the husband can make a $25 donation. So they like to see it's the number of people supporting you too. Is that right?
Yeah, the size of the army is what's the biggest thing is who's all in for the fight, you know, is how many people do we really have behind us, you know, showing that. And it's important to show that we do have both husband and wife behind us. It's not just a one person deal.
We are 40 days out from early voting and 53 days from election day. And so as we get closer and as the message gets stronger and louder, it happened last time. The spiritual attacks on us, on our family, is going to increase. And so I ask for prayer for our family, selfishly, but for all candidates that are going against this machine, because it is a powerful and dark machine, and it's going to be an unrelenting and endless fight, because we've sat back so long quietly. Now that more of us are standing up and more of us are fighting back, the pushback is going to get even stronger.
You know, phone banking, as Mark mentioned, is available. All the things all that's on the website. You can just put your information in and we'll go ahead and, yeah, there you go. We can go ahead and get involved up there on the top right, Dave. It says, get involved. Yeah, there it is.
Awesome.
So put your information in there, host an event. If you want to host an event, you have a group of friends or a prayer group that you want us to come talk to, or your homeowners association is having a meeting, let us know so we can get that on Mark's calendar and he can get there, introduce himself.
Do you have any events coming up that are in the near future?
We actually have a big event with Governor Abbott is going to come in on the 9th, on February 9th, and do an event with Mark. That'll actually be at the Whitley Center, which is with the Oblate, February 9th, and anybody is welcome to come and
take a photo with the governor.
Take a photo with the governor, take a photo with Mark, introduce yourself, all the things. So it'll be a nice event. We're excited for it. And that's what we're gearing up for is the more the merrier, free of charge. Everybody come and show some support. And again, you don't have to live in the district to come. Just be there for him and for our family. And that's all we can ask.
But I'm fired up that, you know,
hope-
gosh, God bless you guys. Yeah.
The primary is March 5th. Assuming we win in March, then the general election is in November. When we win the general election, we'll take office and swear in January. Start drafting proposed legislation on changes that we need in this state to greater protect our children, our securities, and our freedom. And so that'd be the first thing, just to hit the ground running like a sprint, and not stop until session ends. One of my priorities, though, is to be a proponent of school choice, especially in light of Steve drafting, you know, this woke propaganda on our children. Like I tell people, I said, you know, what's frustrating even more so is if Steve would have had his way, our children would be subjected to propaganda, and then parents wouldn't have the freedom to take their children out of the school away from it. So you're holding our kids hostage, and then you're going to force feed them some poison. And so I believe in the power of the parent. I believe in a small little government, not a big government. The power belongs with the people in every situation. And that's one of my priorities.
Please share this video with others, with your friends, with your family, everyone that has the same values as you do, and keep praying, and God will bless America. We know it. We're counting on it. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for your time. Love you.
Bye. Love you too. Thank you.